welcome back for Scum and Villainy episode 2. I hope everyone's excited for some monkey business. And why don't we quickly go around the table and reintroduce ourselves, and then we'll jump straight in, because I left you guys in the deep end, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Griff, why don't you introduce yourself?
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Griffin, also known as Chris, but I go ahead and I do a lot of games on this channel. Also, I'm running Urban Jungle later today, which is 1920s noir fantasy with animal people. Come and watch. And today I'm, of course, playing Edwin.
Nice. Toad?
Hey guys, I'm Toad. Not a lot to say. I don't do a lot anywhere. My Instagram's pretty cool. You should go check me out. I'll link it or something after the video's over. Yay.
Rad. Hidden?
Hi, my name's Shannon, and my tag on a lot of gaming stuff is Hidden Trader, but I don't do a lot of streaming, so you probably won't see. And I'm playing Kit Ramos, the mechanic in this game.
Nice. Lessons?
Yeah, I go by Lessons Learned on Twitch. I am a streamer, variety streamer, trying to stream BattleTech when life allows. And I'm playing Rick Brazel, a pilot that is also a scoundrel. And I'm probably about to shoot somebody in the face or get shot in the face, whichever happens first.
Good to know. And Theta?
I am Theta, or Ractus, or any other name, because I have a ton. I'm also the stream runner, and I'm playing Byron Fang, a mystic. Or something.
Has overgone a little bit of an overhaul in between sessions. I'm looking forward to talking about his new look. Yes, and finally, I'm Jamie, or Muffin, your GM for Scum and Villainy. You can find me on Twitter at Muffin Manifesto. I've also had like a horrible mishap with my headphones, so I'm currently using a broken pair of earbuds, and I can barely hear anything over the trucks outside, but that's okay. So previously on Scum and Villainy, we met our crew of daring smugglers and scoundrels, as our players have just introduced, and they'd been hired by their friend Satani, who's like a reclusive information broker, to deliver a strange metal cube to a contact on Warren, which is sort of like the hegemonic capital of the system, but it's not like a high nobility world. It's basically a massive hive of scum and villainy where the governor just happens to have a house. Yeah, and of course, when our crew turned up to meet the contact to deliver the cube, said contact was very stabbed in the neck and covered in blood and dead. Now, if I remember correctly, Rick and Edwin, the two of you, were trying to secure an escape route and checked the back room, only to find the bartender at knife point, and a the character holding the bartender was this fellow. I'm gonna try and share to everyone. A sort of black clad Xeno,
Spooky.
like in a bio suit, and
I thought last time he had a cowboy hat on.
That's the second person in the room.
Oh, okay. There's multiple ones we have to
Yeah.
worry about.
Sitting in a chair, dangling a blaster pistol in your direction, is an older gentleman who looks like this. And I believe he said something along the lines of, well, 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 what do we have here? Meanwhile, out in the bar, Captain Rado had been approached by two Malclaith guards whilst he was on the phone back to the ship. And speaking of back at the ship, Fang and Kit, the two of you got a message from Bates, the ship AI, that it was possible that the gang was in trouble. And as soon as you tried to connect to the captain, he sort of said, "I'm going to have to call you back," or whatever the equivalent is in ape with a human brain speak. So that's where we're picking up. In fact, I want to pick up with I'll bring you guys over to the map that I've made. So this is like a picture of Warren. It's a very sort of busy and crowded, grimy city. I want to pick up with the two of you on the ship, because almost as soon as the captain sort of hangs up on you, the overlay displays another incoming call, and Bates says throughout the ship, Master Fang, Miss Ramos, there seems to be a visitor, and another call coming through.
Put it through.
Yeah, very well. And yeah, it like pops up. It's like a little hollow video call or whatever, and it's some official from the Starsmiths Guild, and he says, "This is Dockmaster Doyle. There's somebody here saying that they are requesting passage aboard your ship. Didn't have anything in the logs. Do you need to speak to them? Were you onboarding passengers?" This is the first you guys have heard of this, for sure.
I mean, I remain silent. This seems more like Kit's territory than mine.
Kid, you're like getting this feed from wherever you are in the ship as well.
Okay. You answered, right? Are you gonna keep talking to him, or I'll talk to him?
I mean, I responded to the AI saying something. The AI put the phone call through. I don't handle ship business.
Can you come back later?
Yeah, the official goes, hold on, I'll turn the phone over. And he like, you see him like reach out, grab the camera, and like turn it around. And there's this sort of weedy looking guy with glasses on. His brown hair is sort of starting to go gray, but it's all like wispy, and it looks like he's been in a rush, and he's like a little bit out of breath. And he goes, yes, I am here to speak to Captains Rado and Brian, is it? Hello?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
That's all right. Yeah, so there's this like wispy looking scientist guy, and he says, I'm here to speak to Captains Rado and Brian. Is that you?
No, they're out. Can you come back later?
Perhaps I could wait aboard the ship. Are you members of the crew? Oh, we've lost.
Yeah, she said her internet was a little laggy.
I'm gonna be right back because I think my window's open because I can hear the loudest kookaburra of all time.
The kookaburra was calling from inside the house.
This is definitely interesting watching this poor scientist trying to communicate to the least social crew on the planet.
Is that what he is, a scientist? Sorry, I finally tried to reset.
He was described as one or looking as one, but I guess that's an assumption.
Okay.
Did we
We're
kick him
good.
out, or did we let him in the ship?
No, he was asking that.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
waiting
He's
for a
asked.
response.
Yeah, he asked if he could wait on the ship, and then he like looks over his shoulder. He looks like frazzled and scared.
Yeah, I mean, you can travel with us. Actually, I think we're gonna have to go pick up the captain. So if you want to come with us as we go do that, you're welcome to come. But I can't leave you on the ship alone.
Yes, no, that sounds fine. I think yes. Okay, I'll come down to the docking bay and meet you there. And like the camera gets like jerked around, and the dockmaster says, "You want me to admit this guy?"
Do we have like? Can I communicate with you, Data?
Yeah, yeah. You guys all have.
Okay.
I think on your character sheets, all of you have.
Yeah, last time we used communicators.
Oh, that's right. That
We
takes like
define a
load.
load.
But I think while you guys are in the ship, certainly you can easily communicate to each other without.
Yeah, and previously
Okay.
we were described as being in the same room, so...
Oh, okay.
Right.
Then I'm just gonna look over to you and be like, I don't know, what do you want to do with this guy, Brian?
I'm certainly not saying that we should allow him access to the ship without the captain.
Yeah, do we have a car we can go over and get the captain? Because it seemed like.
Yeah, how far away were they?
Yeah, you guys
Do you
definitely
remember
don't
where they went?
have-
Do we have the international flight to go meet them?
You definitely don't have like vehicles on Warren. That the gang who walked over to the bar, the three of you would have walked. It's probably about 20 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
So just tell him that we'll meet him somewhere outside the docks, and then we'll walk with him from there.
Yeah, okay. We're having this while he's listening. We don't care. We're just like, okay, we'll meet you outside.
Yeah. He like tries to grab the camera from the dockmaster, and the dockmaster's like, "Hey, that's mine. Leave it alone. All right. Yep. Okay. I'll hold him here for you."
Thank you.
And yeah, the hollow thing shuts off. Yeah, and I think like we see you guys like lower a ramp out of the ship or whatever and walk down, and then we cut back to let's cut back to Rick and Edwin. You guys are in this back room, and yeah, this strange Texan gentleman has you at a disadvantage. He says, "Are you by any chance members of Rado's crew?" And he's like raises an eyebrow in your direction, like he clearly knows who you are.
I guess you have us at a disadvantage then.
Indeed. And he just sort of like stares you dead in the eyes.
So you probably already might know that I'm Edwin. Nice to meet you. How about you?
He sort of like half inclines his head and he says, "Oh, the name's Valis Kinclaith." And Edwin, you would immediately know the Kinclaith name. I don't know if that you've heard of this guy particularly, but the Kinclaiths are a noble family. They are cousins, like cousins to the family that rules this sector, the Malclaiths.
They're cadet branch,
Right.
basically.
So close connection.
Yeah.
I imagine also
Yeah.
positive family relationships too.
Yeah, the Malclaiths and the Kinclaiths in the core worlds would be mentioned in the same sentence as close allies there. That's it. They were once. They probably were once in their past the same family, but sort of split off at some point.
King
And
plate, huh? Well, I guess the family's shooting high this week if they're holding up bartenders. And I just say it like with a big smirk.
yeah. And yeah, he sort of like furrows his brows and he says, well, all pleasantries aside, you're gonna need to be handing over that cube there. Which one of you has it? And I don't know the answer to this question. Of the three of you who came to the bar, who was holding on to the cube?
I actually really want to say Rado.
I think
Yeah, I
that-
think it may make the most sense that it's the one that's not in the room.
No one's really wrestling that from his grip whatsoever.
And
But with my hands, of course, still up because I already had the communicator up and he has a gun at me and everything.
I'm
I just
relaxed.
say
My
it's
hand,
like-
my hand is on my hip with the gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in a more casual position. I'm like trying to be pliant. I just say it's like I can't tell you that until you let the civilian go. And I'll just like motion to like the bartender he was keeping hostage.
Yeah. The Valus looks over at the black clad figure who says something indistinguishable and it's all muffled by the mask and it's clearly in another like language, some sort of Xeno language. And Valus
You're gonna have to speak a little louder, fellow.
yeah. He doesn't look at you, but Valus puts up a hand in your direction. He goes, "That's enough, Mr. Brazal." And
Oh, really? I haven't got it started yet, but sure, go ahead.
And he sort of like half nods at the black clad figure who lets go of the bartender, who immediately like dashes past you guys and out the door. And I think we follow them. I'll come back to you guys in a second.
Yeah.
But we follow them and we see Rado, these two Malclaith guards standing over you, and the camera like comes in on you as one of them says, Officer Doyle, it seems as if our friend here has got himself into some trouble. And they don't seem even like the slightest bit phased that there's a dead body opposite you. Like they were expecting this.
Huh. Brain will look at them and then look at Rado, and all the while Rado's just kind of thumbing a pistol, a blast pistol. He's gonna pull Baba out of his pocket.
Okay. So you're gonna pull a gun on these two sort of
Well,
cops,
technically, I already had
Them's
the gun
fighting
out.
words.
I technically already had the gun out. To be fair, last session I said I would hide something like that. I don't remember my
Okay.
exact, but I already had it out, so there's no point in putting it back now.
Yeah, fair enough.
So Rado's just gonna sit there and just kind of not point it, but like look at it and look at them and look.
You cut out at the end there, sorry.
He's gonna look at them. He's gonna look at it and then look back at them.
Yeah, and so the second officer goes, "Oh no, friend, there ain't no need for any funny business."
Rado will kind of chuckle and say, "Personally, I prefer monkey business," and he'll start like slowly pointing the gun.
All right. I mean, if you like start pointing the gun in their direction, they're gonna also pull their guns on you. But what do you want? Are you trying to intimidate these guys, or are you gonna like?
Yeah, just get them out of my face so I can go help my crew.
Okay. So let's get into roles. Let's get things started. If you look on the map that I've got for you guys here, I've put some clocks up.
Oh, geez, those are big
Yeah.
clocks.
So I have some mission clocks for you guys. There's a 6 clock here, which is dealing with these motley thugs. There's an 8 clock to escape to the ship. And there's also like this 8 clock here with question marks on it, which is only relevant if Rick and Edwin choose to get themselves into some trouble, rather than perhaps getting out, which is also an option. I suppose I can give that a name now that we know the characters involved. So this is Valis and Jorgath, who is our black-clad figure. So if you want to scare the pants off these guys, it sounds like you're probably making a command roll, unless you had a different action in mind.
Yeah, command works for sure.
Okay. So that, yeah, the way Fortune in the Dark games work, which is a little different from most games, is that you guys choose the actions that you guys want to roll, and basically the reason not to just always pick the highest action rating that you have or whatever is that depending on the situation, that that will put you in a different position or effect level. So like if you say, I want to scare these guys by, I'm trying to think of a way that your doctor skill would be relevant. You know, you have to fictionally make it relevant, obviously. But
Do you know how much blood is inside of you right now?
yeah, it would be something like that. But it's much more likely to have less effect on them than if you use your force of personality, which is your command.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense though.
Yeah.
So I just
So
pick the command then?
so you can click the first. If you click on command, it'll ask you for a position and effect. Your position here is certainly risky because there is 2 guards standing over you, and there are thugs blocking the front and back door. And then once you enter your position as risky, it'll ask for your effect level, which I think here is just standard. Like that's, you know, your do you have reduced effect here because they outnumber you?
I figure I would have increased effect because I'm a giant ape with a gun.
Yeah, I think those two things sort of like cancel each other out. I think
Yeah,
the fact
so
that they have like a gang of four guys basically in the bar versus the fact that you're a genetically engineered scary gorilla. Those things balance out. So your base effect is standard. Now, it'll then ask for bonus dice, and this is where we start talking about stress and such. If anyone has a fictional positioning to assist you here, they can spend 1 stress to give you an extra dice. It's a little tricky because you've been left on your own in the bar.
Okay, this is gonna sound stupid for me to ask, but I have to ask. Since I'm 2 people, can I technically help myself and give
You
myself?
definitely cannot. You still have only one character sheet. But the other way to get a bonus dice is to spend 2 stress yourself instead of 1, and that's
Okay.
called pushing yourself. I think as the muscle playbook, you also get you get another bonus when you push yourself from your starting ability. Yeah, whenever you push yourself, you can also, if you want to, perform a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman or engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. So you're not currently like getting to violence, but if you push yourself for violence, like your scale is increased.
Okay, I'll do unstoppable then. I'll just push myself for violence.
Oh, so you're not going to try and just intimidate them? You're just going to go straight into the violence?
I'm gonna grab one by the shoulder with my other hand and say, I think we're gonna be real good friends. And then we're just gonna see what happens, I think.
So I mean, like, are you going for violence? Are you going to try and like bang their heads together or something?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea I have here.
Because that sounds more like a scrap roll than a command, right? Like it sounds like you're actually getting in there.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, like if you're actually if you're actually gonna, 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 if you're like hit them or smack them together or whatever, that's going to be like a violent roll rather than just like command
Okay.
to intimidate them.
So can I do a scrap roll and then push myself with unstoppable?
You absolutely can. So if you put 2 stress, add 2 stress.
Done.
So you should close the previous roll and click on scrap. Your position's still risky, but I think now your effect is great because you're using unstoppable because you outscale these 2 guys. As soon as the other 2 guys get involved, you'll be at equal scale, but for this first roll, you're at an advantage.
And then I get a bonus dice because I push myself.
You do, yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the abilities give you both their bonus and the original push. Okay, so you got a 5, which means you get your effect. So you grab these 2 guys. Tell me what it looks like when you do violence to these 2 guys.
So I don't smash I smash I smash their faces together and I smush them together and like rub it to the ground.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. That you knock these 2 guys out. The problem is Theta in chat. Now kiss.
Basically.
The problem is that there are 2 more thugs at either door, and they have distance on you. So because you didn't get a 6 there, you get what you want, but there is also a consequence. And I think the 2 of them, they get their weapons out before you can reach back for your weapon, and one of them gets a shot off that wings you in the shoulder. So you're going to take the level 2 harm of blasted.
Okay. Where do
So
I
if you
find
look at
that so much?
Yeah, if you look on your sheet just below your stress, there's like a table that
Okay,
says
and
harm.
level 2 harm would be blasted.
Yeah, so you just click on one of the boxes in level 2 and type blasted. Now, anytime there is a consequence from a roll or the fiction, you can make what's called a resistance roll. This is sort of like a saving throw from other games, except that you make it to resist consequences even after I've stated them, right? So if I say, yeah, you get winged in the shoulder by this thing, you can go, actually, I want to resist that using, and then I would tell you which resistance to use. In this case, it would almost certainly be prowess. It's about like physically, maneuvering yourself in such a way that the pistol doesn't hit you as badly. So if you want to make a prowess resistance, the way that works, your prowess score is equal to the number of action dots that you have in the first column under prowess. So I think you have you have scramble and scrap, but you don't have helm and skulk. So your prowess is 2.
Okay.
What would happen? Don't feel that's sorry.
Okay.
That bar that is for experience. That's okay.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So, if you want to resist this consequence, you will reduce the harm down from level 2 to level 1. And to do that, you roll your prowess, which is 2d6, and then you take stress equal to 6 minus the highest. So if you roll a 6, this costs you nothing. If you roll a 1, if you roll like the highest thing you roll is a 1, you will get 5 stress. That's the range of things that it could be.
Oh, that's like risky. Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to resist this harm down, now for reference, a level 2 harm means you will have -1 dice on anything in which having a blaster injury would interfere with. So pretty much anything physical.
Yeah.
So you probably want to resist down to at least level 1.
What would level 1 blasted do?
Yeah, so like a level 1 sort of like scorched harm means you'd have less effect on those rolls. But if you want to reduce this all the way down to 0, you could also mark that part of your load for the mission was armor. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's right. You picked heavy load at the beginning of this mission. So armor takes up 2 slots, but it lets you resist down a level of harm.
Okay, I'll do that then.
All right, so if you mark armor, and then you're gonna still have to do the prowess resistance if you want to get rid of the harm entirely.
That's a 6.
Oh, okay, right. You just rolled 20. Hey, I see that. You can actually click on prowess and it would do it for you
Really?
for future.
Oh,
Yeah,
should I
if
do
you
that
click.
instead then?
That's fine. We'll let that roll stand.
Okay.
It would just do exactly what you just did. All right, yeah. So no extra stress. So tell me what it looks like. We sort of go into bullet time. This guy pulls out his pistol and fires straight into the booth. How do you get out of the way enough for your armor to absorb this blast?
I just kind of put up. I monkey instincts activate, and I kind of put my mechanical hand in the way.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that'll block it, I guess. Sorry.
That's cool. Something we didn't really go over last session was each character's look. And I like that as part of this mission, which is like the official episode 1, we get title cards like in a Guy Ritchie movie or whatever. And this is definitely the moment for Rado. Like you take the blaster pistol on the thing, we see your gorilla face over it. Why don't you describe like in detail what Rado looks like in this, like what he's wearing and
He's a very unfit gorilla, fat, like just it's not healthy. It's he's very very big, very strong, very ugly. Has misshapen teeth, and is wearing a blue Hawaii t-shirt.
That's amazing. Yeah. Is it obvious that he's like some sort of experiment? Does he have like
there's a
a
big old
glass?
star on the top of his head that is like holding him like the extra brain.
Yeah, right. That makes sense. So yeah, there's like this floating brain on top of the gorilla.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the title card says Captain Rado and the brain.
And the Brian.
And the Brian, does it say and the Brian?
It says and the Brian.
Yeah, nice.
No one says that anymore.
I think we cut from that title card back to the docks. Kit and Fang, the two of you have just come out to the like dockmaster's office or whatever, and yeah, there's this sort of weedy scientist guy, and he sort of comes rushing up to you ahead of the dockmaster, and he says, "Oh, thank you for coming to meet me. You said the captain was out, was it?" I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted,
Shannon.
Yeah, he's out. We're going to get him. You coming with us? Because we gotta go.
Oh, he's back in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, you got credits? Can we get a cab? Yeah.
He like looks down at his waist. He says, yeah, yes. Yeah, cab. That's a good idea. Yeah, we can do that. This guy is like super cagey, by the way. Like it's obvious that something's up.
Sorry, I missed what you said, but yeah, let's get a cab.
Okay. Yeah, he just looks like very cagey and
yeah, the guy who obviously looks like he's being hunted by somebody.
Yeah,
and wants to get off the planet.
Pretty good description.
Yeah, but if he's got money for this cab, then yeah, let's do it.
Cool, cab fare.
Yeah, for sure.
That's our loyalty.
Yeah. And then we'll talk to the captain for him.
Yeah, I think so. Like the next shot we see is the three of you, like uncomfortably squished in the back seat of a hover cab, and it's already driving. Like we allied the bit where you give the cab driver the directions or whatever, and he like awkward. Where is everyone sitting? Who's in the middle? Probably is he in the middle? Like, have you guys jammed in either side of him?
Yeah, no, I don't think either of us care enough. You know, like we just shove him in the middle.
I have an archaic weapon. I don't think I want to be stabbing somebody in the side by accident.
Yeah, I mean, like this is obviously for comedic effect, and so why don't we describe your two characters on either side of this sort of weedy scientist fellow?
I'm fidgeting with something, and I'm like really frustrated because I hate getting off the fucking ship, and now they're in some kind of trouble, and we gotta get off the fucking ship, and I hate it.
And what does Kit look like? Because this is like the first time we get a full like shot of her.
Yeah, so she's got dark hair, glasses. She's always holding on to something. She's kind of like wearing like a spacer kind of outfit with boots, sleeveless, and she's got like some tattoos on her arm. Just
Yeah,
not
like
heavy, but like
she looks like a ship's engineer. And
yeah, basically.
Bang, how are you attired?
I am wearing a large black robe with a hoodie. Comes up
Ooh,
over the head.
I think I lost your audio there, Theta.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Wearing a large black robe with a hood. Comes up over the head.
As soon as you said wearing you dropped out again.
Ah, gosh, dang it. I mean, you can hear me every so often, right?
Yes. I can hear you
Okay.
now.
I think it's my push to talk button is a failure sometimes.
Okay.
Wearing a...
No,
that's me.
doing it
That's
on
me.
purpose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's me. Black hoodie. Sorry, not black hoodie. Black robe with a hood. Wearing a very metallic black, of course, because I'm edgelord space. Mask with all these like red backlit stripes on it. Multiple what look to be eye holes. So who knows what species is under there, right?
You look like a Sith Lord, basically, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I could be a Night Sister. You don't know.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah, so there's like this very uncomfortable looking cab ride, and he says, do you think the captain will be amenable to a passenger off wall? I can pay. I was sent your direction by a mutual friend.
Oh yeah, who's that?
I don't know that they like their name being used, and he like glances in the direction of the cabbie.
Well, maybe a hint might help.
Sorry, what was that, Taylor?
Maybe a hint.
Oh yeah, yeah. He says, this guy clearly has no idea how to be subtle, and he says they are not legal ship captains. And you see the cabbie like look over his shoulder back at the road. Well, no, there's no road. There's sort of like lanes of space, I guess.
Are you saying that they're pirates? I say loudly.
yeah. Like his eyes go wide as he's looking at you. Of course not. Why would I be friends with pirates? And he like winks at you.
Oh, I'm confused then.
Okay.
Most of my friends are pirates.
And I think we cut from there back to the back room, and I think it's at this moment Rick and Edwin, you guys hear a bit of a commotion from the room behind you after the bartender runs out. And
Well, if you want
sorry.
your box, you
Just
better
stay
hurry,
cool, calm, and collected.
because I think somebody is gonna have a party in the bar where parties are had.
Yeah, Valor sort of sighs, and he says, I really was hoping this would go the other way. And he stands up.
We
And
give
he
him.
says,
I basically push, so give him back, like, oh, go ahead. Well, one hand, but with the other, my hand is still on my.
So you're like gesturing back in towards the bar?
Then go ahead. You want the box? It's over there.
He says to you, why your crew insists in repeatedly getting in our way, I do not know.
Coincidence. Just coincidence. You know, small galaxy and all that.
Yeah, he like shakes his head and he says, "I hope for your sakes that this is the last time." And he like looks over at the black exosuit fellow and like nods, and instead of coming in your direction, he like turns around as if he's going to go out a door that like a back door that you can't see, like there's no door in the room, but at the same time this black exosuit character like reaches over their shoulder and draws a fucking katana out, almost of it, like it you didn't see a katana in on this guy's back or anything, but he draws it out and starts like moving in your direction. What do you want to do?
I shoot him in the face.
You're gonna just shoot this guy?
Yeah, I mean, yes. If these guys don't know how to follow in simple instructions, then we have a problem.
Are you shooting? Sorry, are you shooting the guy with the katana or the
guy with the katana? He's the obvious,
yeah.
Obvious threat.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so you're going to need to mark a weapon. You're going to need to mark on your load a blaster pistol.
Yes, I have a special blaster pistol. If I do so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, as a scoundrel.
A fine blaster pistol or matching pair. Customizer's range can fire mystic ammunition, which I do have one of. Which is mystic ammunition, light caliber shell designed to be fired from specialized gun. Releases mystic energies when it hits. And it's 0 load. So basically, overall, I just have a light load. Grants potency against mystic targets, so makes you mystic bullets.
So are you going to use mystic ammunition or just like the normal blaster fire here?
I'm going for the mystic ammunition. I mean, I don't know.
You don't know
it
what
wouldn't
this guy
be
is.
an unreasonable guess.
For somebody who pulls katanas out of the darkness, I'm not.
He could also just be a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think like it doesn't look like he pulled it literally out of nowhere. It's just that you didn't realize that particular like knob on his suit was a sword until he pulled it out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it sounds like you're gonna scrap with this guy.
And I'm also can I use what can I use? Serendipitous. I already have a +1 gambit.
Yeah, so I've actually, if you look on the map, I've actually put up here that you guys have how many gambits you guys have. I should have, I forgot about that with Rado's roll that you could have spent a gambit here. There is a spot on the ship thing for gambits, but it's sort of like buried somewhere and I can never find it. So I've instead decided I'll just put it on the map for each of our missions. So you guys currently you start each mission with 2 gambits, but because you guys have Rick on the crew, that increases to 3. So yeah, if you click on scrap, your position here, so this guy is a much higher tier than your crew. Like you guys are starting out crew, and this guy's a pretty established killer. So your position's going to be desperate.
Okay.
Which means that the potential consequences here are high, but it's good because it means you will get an experience. Anytime you do an action in a desperate situation, you gain 1 experience in that particular track. The effect level here, I think you have standard effect. You're not going to have reduced effect because you do have a little bit of distance. So you've got enough time to pull the gun and shoot this guy before he closes on you.
And I was already ready to do so. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then so your base scrap is 1 dice, and now with bonus dice, there are 3 ways you can get bonus dice. You can get an assistance. So if someone helps you out, they can spend 1 stress to give you +1 die. You can spend a gambit to get +1 die. And you're going to use a gambit?
Yes.
Yep, cool. And then you can also push yourself, which is 2 stress, or you can ask for a devil's bargain. There won't always be an appropriate devil's bargain, but a devil's bargain means a fictional consequence or development that will happen no matter how well you roll, right? So like in this case, I will give you a devil's bargain that you can have an extra die if you lose track of Valis, and he will like definitely have gotten away.
I'm so focused on this guy and trying to stop him that the guy just got away. Okay, I can live with that. Makes perfect
All right.
sense.
So you've got if you're spending a gambit and you've taken the devil's bargain, that means you've got 2 bonus die. Does anyone want to help? Edwin, you're probably best situated.
Yeah, I can imagine a little bit of panic from Edwin is starting to settle in. What would be the appropriate way to describe spending stress on this? Since he's not
That's
exactly
kind of
engaging straight into combat here. I guess he's like kicking like one of the barrels beside him and like tumbling it in their direction.
yeah. That's it. Yeah. However you want to fictionally describe, all you need to do is take 1 stress,
There we
and
go.
also because this is a desperate action, and you're part of the action by assisting.
Right.
You potentially open yourself up to the consequences, but you will also get the experience. So the 2 of you
Awesome.
should mark 1 experience in prowess. So that's that little bar next to where it says prowess.
There we go. Okay,
One
now I
big
understand what
one.
that bar is for.
You'll need to do it after the roll lesson.
Okay. So
So
scrap.
you have 3 bonus dice.
So total of 4 I should have.
Looking real good.
Risky. This is desperate.
Mhm.
How do I add the die? It will tell me to add the die.
It should be after effect. It should say bonus die, and you put in 3 there.
Effect is standard, correct?
Correct. Yep. Your effect is standard.
And my bonus die should be 3. So let's roll.
Whew.
That was almost really bad.
There were 3 low dice in there, but you got that 1 5. That means you get your effect. Now
I don't see them. I just whatever he's basically using some kind of GIF or something, and it's not appearing on my screen.
oh yeah, so you rolled a 1, a 2, a 5, and a 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
5 does it,
but
but I
but
take
we only ever take the highest, so the 5 stands. Now your effect is standard, so I'm going to tick 2 on this Valis and Chorgath clock, but I'm actually going to replace it because of that devil's bargain. This Valis is gone, and we're just going to have this 1 clock for Chorgath, which is half the size.
That's an encouraging name.
Oh, hang on. Copy this clock to there, and show you and then we will.
Okay, now I see it. I see it on the
Yep.
second screen. Yeah.
Yep.
For some reason, it's not showing me in my Roach one, which is a pain in the butt.
So if we look at these clocks, you've gotten 2 ticks on the Chorgath clock. So you pull out your pistol and get a shot off. It takes him like right in the shoulder, and he sort of there's a stumble, but then he moves sort of inhumanly fast, and because you're in a desperate situation, he's going to basically run you through with the katana, and you're going to take like a level 3 harm of I guess impaled.
Oh, I also, because it's a desperate situation, we don't lose the gambit. I guess I generated a new one.
So you only generate gambits on a 6. So that's
okay.
The normal rule for gambit is that if you get a 6 on a risky roll, you generate 1 gambit, and for your rolls, you get them on desperates, and even if you spent 1.
Yeah, that's what they'll never tell me the odds. Got it.
But you still need to get a 6 to generate 1. So we're down to 2 gambits. So yeah, Rick, you're going to take a level 3 harm.
Okay.
Of impaled, which you can resist with prowess, and similar to Rado, you could also reduce down with armor if you have enough load.
I have a jacket. I don't know what I don't think that works or anything like that. So prowess. Where is prowess?
And since
On
I
the,
did
it's
the
just above helm scramble.
since I did the
Yes.
Okay.
stress, I
There we
also
go.
will be taking the hit too, right?
Yeah, so you're not you're sort of collateral in this situation. I think what Edwin, for you, the consequence is that you're going to take it's sort of like psychological harm. I think you're going to take the level 1 harm of being shaken, of seeing your friend get of seeing this
Things are
alien.
getting pretty desperate and really tragic suddenly.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can take a which you could resist with resolve if you want to not
I got
take
some
that
good
harm.
resolve. I'm willing to give that a go.
Okay. Can you
So we'll
spend
let his
also?
resolve first, and then we'll do
I'm
me.
not gonna spend a scoundrel for this. Oh, so prowess.
Yeah, so prowess, if you resist it with your prowess, which I think you have quite a lot of, you got 4, that'll reduce it down to a level 2 harm.
Okay. No bonus die.
Oh, nice, a 5. So you only take 1 stress for that.
Instead of actually taking harm, so yeah, let's do that. Oh, 1 stress.
Yep, mark 1 stress, and then mark a level 2 harm of stabbed. Or if you do have enough load, if you want to mark armor, you could have had like armor on under your coat or whatever. And this could be the moment that you reveal it. See, the way load works, you don't need to determine in advance what you're carrying. You can, but if you want to,
I do have a fine coat. I don't know if that actually works as armor. I do believe it does work as armor.
Let's have a look if it describes it as armor.
Heavyweight but well made and well kept coat, distinctive with a history. No, it does not say anything about armor.
Yeah, I think that's more useful for like impressing people in sort of scoundrel circles and etc.
Yeah.
But there is armor under under the general load. It would take 2 slots, so it would be the rest of your load for the mission, but you could have secret armor under your clothes if you want to reduce this down to a level 1 harm.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
So armor it is, and I click armor.
Yeah. And you've already marked the fine side arm, right? The pair. Yeah. Is it just one, or do you have a pair of?
No, just the one. Because the more you have, the more you have load of. I see the load 1 or 2, and I want to be. Light.
Oh, I see. Right. I see. Yep. Yeah. All right. Yep. So. Nice. So then just put in the level 1 harm grazed, I guess.
Okay, and then I guess I'll roll mine too.
Oh yes, you wanted to roll to resist the shaken effect.
Yeah, no bonus dice on this. 3, 2, 4.
Oh yeah. You generally don't have. So you got a 4, which means he takes 2 stress.
Got it.
But you like totally resisted, dude.
Indeed. Now I was just right. Okay. At which point I think like after he stabs you, the fight spills out into the bar, and you see Rado standing over 2 unconscious guards. Rado, what or Edwin, what do you want to do next? This guy with the katana is like squaring up with Rick looking for an opening.
Unfortunately, I think maybe talking our way out of this is a little bit beyond us at this point. And I'm happy to leave King Clayton there for the moment.
Yeah, well, you look around and he's gone. He's not there anymore.
Yeah, I thought so. So it's just us with this deadly assassin.
Well, that and 2 more Malkoff guards that just shot at.
But you know what? I could try to get more people involved in this little bar fight that's spilling out.
Yeah, for sure.
I can go up, tell people, like explain like a different side of it. It's like he's here to get you. or have someone's like chair like shake in that direction. It's like he almost got you with that one. Are you gonna just stand around for that? And just start trying to involve the bar and taking this guy.
Better yet, they're stealing the booze, man. They're stealing the booze.
Are you just gonna let them get away with all the booze?
This is hilarious. All right. This sounds to me a bit like a setup action. What you're doing here, like by getting other people involved, it's going to make the position for the other characters better for the fighting, right? Because
sounds fantastic.
They're not going to be as overwhelmed. What action are you rolling here? Is this?
That would. It feels like consort or sway, but I'm not sure about the delineation between them, which one would be better, but it would be the same role.
Yeah. I think it depends. Is this about like deceiving them or manipulating them, or is
this is 100% about manipulating them?
Well, then that's definitely sway. That's definitely sway.
There we go. So I'm gonna click on sway, and what position is gonna be?
You're not in the direct line of fire of this assassin guy, but you are in the middle of a bar brawl, so it's risky.
Understandable.
And your position here is standard, which is that as a setup action, it will have the intended effect. It will improve the position of the rest of the gang.
Gotcha. And I could maybe get our wonderful captain to give me another stress if I throw his card at somebody and literally pay someone with it. If he'd be willing to do that. Otherwise, I maybe don't even need the bonus die.
Let's not do that.
Okay. Not spending all of your money yet. So let's just go ahead and roll and see how it goes.
All of our money, actually.
6. I'm so happy.
Well, the good news is you got a 6, so you get the setup action succeeds. Also, you generate a gambit because that was a risky roll, and you got a 6. Don't forget that you can also get bonus dice by spending those.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I didn't want to dip into resources for this one yet, but I'm gonna keep it in mind.
I think what happens is you go up to the two people at the bar who you talked to before. There's like a human man and a very tall green-skinned Xeno. And what do you say to get these two involved in the action?
He says he's gonna take it all and run. He doesn't want to serve anybody. You just gotta let him get away with all this?
Yeah. And we hear the green-skinned Xeno go, and the other guy puts his hand on his chest. He goes, "You're right, buddy. We can't let him get away with our booze." And I think they tumble like towards the guard at the front door, so that you guys aren't quite as outnumbered. Rado, what do you want to do? The guy that shot you is shot at you. Oh, did we just lose Toad?
Never.
You're back. Yeah, the guy that shot at you is lining up another shot. What do you want? You've also seen Rick and this like assassin guy tumble through a door.
Okay.
Hit one MFR with another MFR. That seems to be your thing.
Do I see that this assassin person, but I don't know obviously it's the assassin, but do I see that he has attacked one of my crew?
Yeah. There's like a bloody graze across Rick's side, probably.
Okay, so like, work with me. As a Xeno, can I do something Xeno-ish?
You are not officially a Xeno. You are a science experiment. Because the Xeno ability would have replaced your starting ability, but you still have the increased scale from being unstoppable. So it depends what you want to do.
I'm kind of worried about the guard, but I kind of want to go ape shit on this assassin.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
And by the way, I'll be here all day for monkey puns.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're hearing them all. That's for sure.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna pull out my blaster pistol and chuck it at him.
You're just gonna throw it at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's an ape to do with a gun, man? Come on.
Is it like a particularly like heavy blaster pistol or anything, or is it just
the fine blaster pistol?
Oh, this is your fine blaster pistol?
Yeah.
Goodness me. All right. Okay, so your position here is risky. This sounds like another scrap roll, probably.
I bet.
Hmm.
Risky. And then this would just be a standard effect, right?
I think you have limited effect here. You're trying to throw a blaster pistol at an armored assassin.
If I shot it, would it do better?
Yes, it's a gun. It would do better if you shot it.
I'll just shoot him. I'll do the boring thing and shoot him. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have standard effect here if you try to shoot this guy.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, no. I don't want to kill him. What am I thinking? Can I just run up and like tackle him to the floor?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, I'll do that.
Vader in chat. Yes. Would the gun work better if I shot it? That's probably the name of the episode here.
Oh my god. No, guys, that's not funny.
So you're gonna charge and tackle him instead?
Yeah. Just maybe like punch him in the face and then bear hug him.
Yeah. That sounds like it could be either scrap or scramble. I don't know if there's any relevant difference there, but yeah, this will be risky for standard effect.
Okay.